Yes, guys. Welcome back to another stream. We've got some injury updates. We've got a little bit of a international break roundup to do as well, because to be fair, some people who watched the England game last night, I think we should have a little conversation about Calvin Phillips. I mean, there's been enough people on these streams in the comments talking about Calvin Phillips. Is he good enough? Is he not good enough? Well, he played last night and played quite well, so I want to speak about him. I want to speak about Matheus Nunes. Before we get into it, guys, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. If you're watching this back on replay, make sure you leave your comments down in the comment section below. But let's have a look who's in the building today. We've got Gary, sub to Mancunian Way and Big Steve, Arvida Zane, Travel Winners, Brand Holt, Craig, Party Time, Loquacious. We've got Karg, Rune Dogs, Blue, Rachel, Robert, Des Doyle, Nam, Tylo, Sam Martin. Big up to everyone. Hopefully you guys are all well. But let's start off with some not great news and a bit of a setback, a little bit of a disappointing time, and it's to do with this. Mateo Kovacic was unable to feature for Croatia versus Armenia due to a muscle injury in his back and may have to undergo an MRI scan. The report says that Kovacic could miss 10 days or longer. Now, this hasn't been confirmed yet by anyone at Manchester City, so we are waiting to find out if it's true or not. I can see, obviously, Gary saying that the Manchester Evening News are saying that apparently he's fine, but until that we hear. I mean, to be fair, it says on Manchester Evening News here that it says he does need a scan. So until we get sort of confirmation, which will probably come to tomorrow or Friday, then we won't really know. But Kovacic obviously started off the season so well for Manchester City. If he is out, then it is obviously going to be disappointing. 10 days will take him to around the 22nd, 23rd of September, which means he's probably going to miss around 2 to 3 matches, looking at a target date of Newcastle United in the Carabao Cup on the 27th of September. So the games that he could potentially miss is West Ham away, Red Star Belgrade at home, and Nottingham Forest at home. So not the worst matches in the world, just disappointing because he has actually been playing so well. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. At this moment in time, it's only one source which is saying that he's out for 10 days with a sort of back strain, but we don't fully know whether or not that is true. So we'll have to wait and see. But that sort of brings me on to my next point of if Kovacic is out, say he is out for the 3 games with this back injury, who steps into his position? Because of course, at the moment, you've got Bernardo Silva would probably play right wing. You've got Grealish or Doku will play left wing. Foden would play in sort of, I guess, will play in the attacking position. So do you play Rodri, Alvarez, and Foden? Do you start Nunes? Could Nunes get a start? Could Calvin Phillips potentially play? Calvin Phillips, let's speak about Calvin Phillips first, actually, because he's been getting a lot of stick off some City fans, off football fans in general, for staying at Manchester City where he's not going to play. Watched him yesterday for England. I actually thought he played quite well. I thought he played really well with Declan Rice. I thought them two had a good partnership in sort of that holding midfield position. Really allowed Jude Bellingham to kick on and go forward. Could we potentially see something similar with him and Rodri, and allowing Phil Foden to go on press further up the pitch? So credit where credit's due. Calvin Phillips, I thought, had a good game last night. I really did. On Nunes, obviously Nunes didn't play for Portugal, so he's completely fresh. I would imagine that if he's gonna, obviously, if Kovacic is injured, and we'll find that out in the next day or two, I would imagine that Nunes might step in. He seems to me more like a natural replacement for Kovacic rather than Foden and Alvarez. Foden and Alvarez is very sort of attacking minded, and don't get me wrong, I'd love to see Alvarez and Foden in the attacking positions. As far as I'm concerned, against these next 3 teams, full send. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the opposition. Just attack them with everything you've got and go at them. So if you want to play Alvarez and Foden, fair dues. I imagine he's probably not going to do that, and he's probably going to look at something like a Matheus Nunes in the middle with either Alvarez or Phil Foden. So we could potentially we could potentially see Matheus Nunes start against West Ham on Saturday, which could be exciting. Bernardo Silva could potentially play in the midfield, but then who you playing on the right? Will it be Alvarez? Will it be Doku? Will it be Phil Foden? I don't know. You know what I mean? So I would imagine, for me, at this moment in time, I'd probably just keep Bernardo on that right-hand side. He's playing well there. He finished off the season last year strong, playing right wing, and he started off pretty decent as well. So for me, I'd just keep Bernardo Silva right wing. But I guess it just depends on what you want, really. A couple of people saying Foden on the right. I think, though, this is an opportunity. Now, we need to be pushing Phil Foden in this midfield, guys. You know what I mean? Obviously, Southgate's coming under pressure because he's not playing Phil Foden in attacking midfield position. I think now we really need to full send him in there. Can you, like I say, the question mark becomes, can you play him and Alvarez? Because at the moment, we are shoehorning Alvarez into the team. I don't care what people say if people disagree. Alvarez is not an attacking midfielder. We are forcing him into the team so he gets minutes. Can you play Alvarez and Foden? Potentially, I don't know. I mean, we could bring up the tactical pad. Let me bring up the tactical pad. We all like the tactical pad, man. If you like the tactical pad, make sure you drop a like on the stream and let's get the tactical pad open. Let me bring this up on screen here. We can have a look at some potential formations that we could look at ahead of the game on Saturday. So let me just bring up the City team. I think it is. I've got some updated Man City squad. Load. I don't know why it's got an Arsenal badge. Right? I don't know why it's got an Arsenal badge. So you have to chill with me on that one. But is this the right one? So get rid of. Basically, yeah, it's still pretty difficult. I've still not cracked how to use this thing. I think that's right, other than Doku. Yeah, get rid of Palmer and whack Doku in there. Right, okay, cool. I think we're good there. Right, so let's have a look at some potential options that we could do then with our midfield ahead of the game. Let me just quickly fucking get rid of the Arsenal badge, man, because that's pissing. I know it's just a badge, but it's pissing me off that there's an Arsenal badge there when it should be a City badge. I know it's not really that deep in it, but where's the City badge? There we go. Sorry, guys, that was just stressing me out. I know I shouldn't really have got stressed out like that. Right, Edison in goal, cool. Right, okay, so John Stones, is he back from injury now? I think he is. Will he play in this game? I'm not sure. Let's just sort of stick with what we've been seeing. So we've been seeing Kyle Walker off of the right-hand side. Gvardiol, Diaz, and would it be Ake? Is he all right? I know he came off as a sub, didn't he? There was a bit of a precaution. I think he's okay. I think you could run something like that. To be honest with you, you could play Akanji here. You could play Rico Lewis here. But let's not mess around. That's not what we're here for today. We're here to just we're here to find out what the midfield could be. Rodri's obviously going to play because he plays every single game. He's basically our Bukayo Saka. These two are basically on a race to see who can play the most minutes in a calendar year or some shit like that. Obviously, okay, so this man here, Kovacic, unfortunately, looks like he could be injured for 10 days. So if he is injured, then obviously we're going to fix up. So he's got to go. Okay, so what I would do personally, I would stick with Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side. Let's just stick Haaland in there because that becomes a lot easier. Grealish, do we know if Grealish is back? Is Grealish back? I don't know. Is Grealish fit? Because obviously he's obviously not played for England. I don't know if he is fit. He had a thigh injury or some shit like that, so I can't imagine it would have been that bad. But we could potentially let's whack Grealish in there. Now, obviously, Grealish isn't fit. You could put Doku there or whatever. Okay, so this is the big question now. So you got Foden, you got Phillips as an option, you got Alvarez as an option, and I think is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, obviously, Rico Lewis, I suppose, could play in there, but let's be honest, well, let's put him in there. He's an option as well. So basically, right, these are you got to pick two of these four for me. And this one's unlikely. It's unlikely that this guy's going to be playing in this advanced position. If he's going to play, he's probably going to be instead of Ake, and he'll probably invert there. But we'll put him in there because I guess Nunes. Fucking hell, yeah, I forgot about Nunes. Is he on the list? No, he's not on the list. Let me just whack him on the list rapid. What number is he? Let's get rid of Perone. Nunes. What number is Nunes? Anyone know? What number is he? 27. Thank you, chat. Okay, so Nunes is an option as well. There he is. So you got 5 players there, right? You got to pick 2. So let's have a look at what the team would be like. People saying Ake is injured, but I don't think he is. I think it was just a precaution. I think it was just a precaution. Yeah. Manchester Evening News. Manchester City get Nathan Ake boost after injury scare. Ake returned to train with the Dutch national team. So I think Ake is fine. Yeah, I think Ake is fine, guys. I think he did come off. He got subbed off because he felt like an injury, but apparently he's chilling. So yeah, that's fine. So let's pick the players based on what would be best, right? So Ake will probably go up there. Gvardiol will be there. Diaz will be there, and Walker will be sort of like there. But actually, potentially, maybe not, because Walker could go up there because he has been bombing forward. But I'd imagine it'll be something like that. So it's basically, you have Rodri obviously there. You want someone. You need creativity here. You need creativity. So honestly, for me, I think Foden has to play in the middle. Out of these 5 players here, I've been off Phillips. I'm sorry. As good as he was last night, he is not what we're looking for in this game. I don't think Rico Lewis is going to play, because if Rico Lewis did play, he'd play off the left-hand side instead of Ake, so he could play, but he wouldn't play as a midfielder. He'd play as an inverted player. So, question number 1 is, can you get away with playing? Let's just move forward. Let's just move Nunes over there. Can you get away with playing Foden and Alvarez in the middle, or is that too attacking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just checking. We've got 11 players on the pitch. Is that too attacking? I don't know if it is, you know. I think it's all right, man. I think it's all right. Swap Ake and Gvardiol. I mean, you could do that, yeah. I don't like that. I prefer Gvardiol being at the back, but it don't matter who plays where, you know what I mean? Ake can play there, Gvardiol can play there. To me, it doesn't really matter. I think that's fine. Honestly, I'd be quite happy running Foden and Alvarez as your attacking midfielders. I honestly would. 1 sec. Let me just quickly change Gvardiol's number to what? What is it? 24. A lot of people say it's 24. There you go. I'd be happy with that. Okay, so maybe you're a little bit precaution. You think, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to play Foden and Alvarez. I think that's too attacking. Okay, so Nunes comes in. Who'd you drop? Do you drop Alvarez or do you drop Foden? For me, it's an easy choice with all due respect. I'm dropping Alvarez, and then I'll play sort of Nunes and Phil Foden. And Nunes kind of plays in that sort of Kovacic role. Now, how I would like us to set up there is sort of more like this, because then you can get Foden closer to Haaland, and if Foden loses the ball, you've got cover. Because if you think about it, right, I know we spoke about this before, yeah, but if you think about it, what's the problem with playing Foden in the middle? Okay, the problem is he can lose the ball. Why? Because he's a dribbler. He dribbles the ball. He's trying to play through balls. He's trying to play 1-2s. He's playing risky passes. So when he's basically in like an attacking 4-3-3 with sort of an Alvarez with him, if he loses the ball, he's only got 1 player behind him, and that can be Rodri. That can be a problem. Sometimes he drops deep. I'm saying to Phil Foden, stay up the pitch and try and get that link up with Erling Haaland. That is your job. Your job in this game is to basically just link up with Erling Haaland, and that is basically it. That is your job. That is your job. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm happy with that, but you've got to basically play Foden as a second striker if you're going to play that. Or if you're not that forced, you're a bit more of a gambler. You don't really care about the defensive attributes. Yeah, just run them both. You know, you could fully do that. But listen, I think it's going to be an interesting one. No, not at the moment, protocol. I'm not doing a calling shot on this one, bro, but I will do it at some point. Why would Ake play there? Because sometimes he does drift up the pitch. We've seen Ake do that loads of times. We've seen Ake drift up loads of times up there. You know, it might not be him. It could be Gvardiol. We've seen that quite a lot. These 2 players going here. I think it's not as effective necessarily as having an inverted player like that. I think that's better. And having sort of that, I think that's probably a bit more balanced, to be honest with you. But we've seen it loads of times when our left-sided centre-back hasn't inverted and just go up, to be fair. So, yeah, I think that's something that we could potentially look at. I think it's going to be an interesting one anyway. Obviously, you're coming up against a tough opposition in West Ham. Obviously, good team. They've had a good start to the season. Currently sitting in 4th position, unbeaten, 3 wins and 1 draw. Conceded 4 goals, so they have conceded a goal a game, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, this is an interesting point here for Mama. Says Stones pushing into the mid and Nunes pushing forward. Well, first of all, I don't know if you want to throw John Stones straight back into the team just when he's come back from injury. You know, we know what Stones is like with his injuries. For me, personally, I'd like to see Stones be given a couple of extra games rest so he's fully fresh when he comes in. And also, this bit here about Nunes. I mean, I don't know because we've not really seen it, but to me, Nunes doesn't really strike me as a player that creates a lot and scores a lot. You know, his stats don't back up that he scores a lot or creates a lot. When you watch his highlights are mainly in his own half, getting the ball off his back 4, driving forward, making plays. It's not really to create and score goals. So, maybe we'll see. He's still only young. He's 23, 24 years old. But I think to me, he reminds me a lot of maybe a Kovacic, of someone who's just solid defensively, but doesn't really have too much to go forward, to be honest with you. What the fuck is that name? Says, bruh, just play Bernardo middle, Foden right wing coming in, Walker overlap. Why fuss so much? It's easy peasy. Okay, well, we could run that. You know, that is a potential option. Now, I'm not a massive fan of that. The reason is I don't really like Walker going forward, but he started the season quite well. So what you want to see? You want to see this, yeah? You want to see that. Walker down here. So then you'd have basically Diaz. Okay, so you're going to have maybe Gvardiol or Ake. And in that situation, what? You're going to drop. What are you going to do? What are you going to do here? You're going to have Akanji there? Like, how is your back 4 going to work? Because you don't want Diaz there. Sorry, I've not got the fucking thing on screen. You don't want. Yeah, so your options are you have Akanji there, Walker obviously bombing forward. You have Foden inverted, and then obviously Walker bombing down the line. But do you really want Diaz exposed out here? Probably not. That's probably the weakest area of his game because he's not the most mobile guy in the world. So you're probably gonna have to play Akanji then, aren't you? And play Gvardiol left back or Ake. Probably Ake would probably be better suited to that if he's going out to the wing. I don't know. Unless we do this mad thing that we've been doing recently, which is I've just get me reset here. Fucking lost on my shit. Right, okay, so that's the team, yeah. Okay, so that's the team. Unless we did that thing which we've seen recently where basically we kind of have like 2 at the back. And maybe Gvardiol will sort of like push up here. It'll be Ake and Diaz or something. We've seen it quite a lot recently where we basically had 2 defenders when we've had the ball, Diaz and Ake. I mean, who knows if we'll run a 2 at the back. Maybe that could be something that Pep Guardiola will run. But yeah, no, listen, we've already proven that this is a thing this year. Because if you look at his his heat map from last year compared to this year, he's bombing forward. I might do a video on that. I think that could bang as a solo video. But yeah, we have seen that. So yeah, listen, Thighs, I think you could be right. Big up Sir Alan with the super chat. Says, heard your rant about Foden playing midfield for England. It will never happen to Southgate as he plays 2 CDMs, so Foden will never start there. Yeah, I don't think he will. Unfortunately, I think he's obsessed with playing, like you say, Rice and Phillips. So where would he play? Doesn't play. Does he play left wing? Probably not. Does he play right wing? Probably not, because he plays Saka there. So we could literally have a situation where one of our best ever generational talents in Phil Foden doesn't play for the. It reminds me a lot of the sort of Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, and how the manager is unable to find a solution, which is a little bit frustrating. Thanks for the super chat, Alan. And by the way, I've seen you comment. Whenever I'm going to do phone-in shows, I'm going to try and give as much notice as possible so people can see. Amar says, Bernie right wing, Foden 10, Nunes 8, Rodri and a centre-back as 6s. Yeah, again, I think we could potentially see sort of like a really attacking sort of team. At the end of the day, right, we're playing West Ham, who are a great side. They've had a great start to the season, but we need to just go there and attack. You know what I mean? We need to go there and attack, try and create chances for Erling Haaland. And I'm telling you, Phil Foden at the moment, I think he's got the drive. Because people are basically doubting him. People are questioning Phil Foden. And you've seen him last night. I thought he was very good. And I think that when certain players are questioned and when certain players are doubted by fans, by managers or whatever, I think they can come alive. And I believe that Phil Foden right now is going to enter a hot streak of form. I really do. How's he started this season? What's his numbers? Let's have a look. Season stats so far. So he's played 4 games in the Premier League, got 3 assists, and he's got a goal, obviously, for England. So what's that? He's got 7 games, 4 goal involvements, which is exceptional for a midfielder. It really, really is. So listen, I'm excited for it. I think that this Kovacic news about the potential injury for 10 days, whilst the games he's missing are not the worst games in the world, he has started off the season so well. Hence, in my opinion, it is a major injury setback for Manchester City. However, there's opportunity. What's the thing? What's that phrase? Like, where there's something, there's opportunity. Where there's opportunity. I'm sure like there's a phrase. I don't know. I've just typed it in Google. I can't see it. There's something like where there's opportunity. So, yeah, there's opportunity for players like Nunes. There's opportunity for players like Alvarez and Foden. Potentially even Calvin Phillips. I got a big one now, yeah? If we're 2-0 up against West Ham, 3-0 up, which is no guarantee because they've started off the season very well. We're 2 or 3-0 up against West Ham. Are you comfortable in taking off Rodri with 25 minutes to go and putting Phillips on based on that performance last night? Or we still got sort of PTSD from the Leicester game last season? Or do we start small, 15 minutes, give him 15, 10? You know what I mean? Do we start small, build him up? I think, you know what? Give him an opportunity. He played well last night. I thought he played really well last night. I thought he played really, really well. Made a couple of errors, but, he's rusty at the same time. I think, yeah, if we're 2 or 3-0 up against West Ham, which, again, is no guarantee, I'm happy to give him 5-10 minutes, man, and then build it up slowly. And I know that might sound a bit patronising, 5-10 minutes, but it is where we're at. You know what I mean? That's where we're at as a football club. Okay, cool. For people that have just joined us, we're just speaking about Kovacic. He's got a 10-day injury, which is disappointing, but it is what it is. We've had a little play around with the tactical pad, this on screen here. So if you fancy having a look, then just scroll back and rewatch the video. For people that are watching back on replay, then leave your comments down below. By the way, the 3-minute timer at the start of the video, yeah, it's obviously so people can get into the live stream. Now, people comment on my videos and say, why don't you remove the 3-minute timer? I can remove it, but I can't remove it straight away. I have to wait for the video to upload, like render properly. So that takes an hour, 2 hours. And then when I remove the timer, that takes another hour, 2 hours. So if you're watching the video within the first 4 hours of it being uploaded as a live stream, you're going to get the timer, mate. You know what I mean? So you can fast forward. Like there's a fast forward option, but people who are commenting on the video saying get rid of the timer, I can, but it just takes time. Right, okay, cool. That's pretty much it now. What's going on this weekend, man? Anything? Any football? Any decent football watch-alongs? So I can't do Friday. Disappointing because obviously Bayer Leverkusen Munich's on, but I'm out at a party. So Saturday, obviously got the City watch-along at 3 o'clock. Probably won't do the Liverpool watch-along or the Newcastle watch-along after. Let's have a look. Anything in Spain, Italy, any decent games? Inter Milan versus AC Milan. Okay, potentially do that if I'm not doing anything Saturday night. Let's have a look at Sunday. What's on Sunday? Everton Arsenal. Boom! You better believe that we're going to be watching Everton Arsenal, mate, because Everton have got a great record against Arsenal at Goodison Park. It's mad. And I said, stop being lazy. People moan over everything. Well, like I say, people can skip the first 3 minutes. There is a fast forward option, but like I say, I will remove the timer. It just takes time. But yeah, big up Loquacious, man. Real G's have notifications on. Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream if you've enjoyed it. It massively helps support the channel. If you smash a like, it pushes the video out to more people. If you're not already subscribed, Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. It's completely free. If you want to help support me and this channel grow, then you can become a YouTube channel member. £5 a month. I get 70%, YouTube get 30%, and just help support me, basically make the content. The link's in the description and pinned comment. And other than that, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll do a stream later on about something, innit? You know what I mean? And I've got match preview coming up tomorrow, opposition fan view with Lawless. A lot of people know Lawless, big West Ham fan from West Ham Fan TV. And usually when me and him are having debates, sparks can fly. So, yeah, make sure you join us tomorrow. Guys, I'm waffling. Have a good day, and I'll see you later. See you in a bit.